Vox is a popular channel that is rapidly growing in popularity, and no wonder why. They have over 11 million subscribers and generate millions of views every day. Their videos consist of camera footage, images, and a secret element which we'll mostly focus on. This secret element is 2D animation, which can be found many times in the video. It consists of lower thirds, motion graphics, and many other elements. These elements combined with a little trick, which I'll show you later in the video, can make your videos 10 times better. We're going to recreate 2 of their 8 most recent videos on the channel, with the first on our list. For this edit, we're going to need elements, for which I'll be using Envato. You can find the link in the description. When you have downloaded all the necessary parts, you can open Photoshop, where you can edit your photos. Here, I'm going to create a picture cutout from the Vox intro. First, cut the subject, and then below, place the newsletter texture. Using the shape tool, create a perfect circle, and then convert these 2 elements into one smart object. Then, create a clipping mask. Inside Adobe After Effects, you're going to import all your photos. For starters, go to the composition settings, where you'll adjust frames to 24 frames per second. In the end, I'm going to show you the secret trick that makes Vox style complete. So, when you have your images planned out on a timeline, go to the transformation effects of your first layer, where you're going to adjust the scale so it creates the zoom in effect. You're going to copy these scale values and paste them on the second layer. Before our first layer ends, you're going to introduce the second layer. However, first second won't be visible, so when we introduce the next layer, the scale is already increasing, creating a smooth transition. Throughout the video, I'm going to use Easy Ease keyframes. So, whenever you create keyframes, just select them and press F9. Next, we're going to introduce this map blueprint. By using only the position effect, so it lasts till the end, you're going to create this constant moving effect. The first keyframe holds the beginning value, while the last holds the final destination we want to achieve. Then we're going to introduce the picture. Using rotation and position, we can bring our photo in the frame. First, I'm going to bring a drop shadow effect on the layer. By adjusting opacity, distance, and softness, you can tailor it to your desire. This is done by first positioning the photo outside of the frame, and then, with rotation and scale, we can create a better visual effect. If you go further in the timeline, we can adjust the exit transition by just simply mirroring the previous keyframes. Now, bring your cutout in the timeline. And then, select the pen tool and draw a straight line by holding Shift on your keyboard. After you do that, go to the cutout layer and create a mask. You'll draw a custom mask around the cutout, so you'll create this half pizza slice. As we adjust the rotation of our line, you can add a mask path where you'll adjust the position of the mask. Finally, we're going to use position of our line to reveal our chapter title. Use the position of your line so it goes to the left side of the screen. Then, on your title layer, create a mask. By going frame by frame, you can add changes to the mask so it has a smooth reveal. Now, create a new adjustment layer and then go to Effects and Presets and type Gaussian Blur. Then, drag that effect on your newly created layer. Here, by revealing blurriness on your timeline, you can play with keyframes. It is important to first create a beginning keyframe that holds 0 value. Then, in the middle, create one with as much as you want blurriness. And then, right before your picture is revealed, create another keyframe with 0 value. As you can see, there were some scribble effects present in the Vox intro, so in order to create them, select the pen tool and draw a curved line. Then go to Add and Trim Paths. It is important to note that the end value reveals your animation and the start is used to remove. By knowing this, you can create any type of scribble effect you desire. Now comes the promised trick that makes Vox videos so much better. Go to Composition Settings and change the current frame per second to 10. Do this after you're finished with the animation. As we are finished with our first video, let's cover the next one. Here I'm going to show you how to create this page animation as well as this fake highlighting effect. First go to Envato, where you can find a background image. There is a cool feature where you can select which color you want in your picture. I'm going to search for black, gray and white. When you find your picture, add an article screenshot. You can import them into your After Effects composition. Here, we're going to create page turn animation. Go to Effect and Presets, type page turn, and then drag that onto your article layer. Here, you can play with direction. However, what is really important is to set which corner you want to use for this effect. Then, by bringing keyframes for a fold position on your timeline, you can create the beginning and end keyframes. The first keyframe holds the fold position that you desire, and the last will be somewhere outside of the article. I chose this. Now we can pre-compose everything and add scale transition. Above composition, you'll bring your article once again. Here, you'll use scale and opacity. Then select the pen tool, draw a line on your text, and increase stroke size. Go to Add and select Trim Paths. And as we covered earlier, you can add line animation. Make sure that you link your line animation to an article. This way, when you move your article, you will also move your highlight. Finally, you can play with modes in order to adjust the transparency you want. You can always decrease opacity if you're fine with the basic look. For this animation, we'll also use a 10 frames per second option. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you want to support me, please leave a like and comment on what you want to see next. Bye.